All right. Welcome everybody. It's another amazing market review session on the group. It's been a while personally, because as some of you might have noticed, for the past couple of weeks has been my assistant and some of my other members of staff handling the live market review sessions. All right. However, tonight I decided to just come out and do this, okay, because I've missed you guys so much. So without further ado, or without talking too much, let's get right into the business of tonight. As usual, we're starting with the indices, all right, and the first index we're going to be looking at is the Australian dollar, all right, the AXY. And I'm going to just take a look at what we're seeing right now on AXY, all right, All right, so this is what we have on AXY right now, okay? And the movement is such that it began from, this zone here, all right, this supply zone, okay? So as usual, what we are anticipating is to see a breakout of this zone, all right, or possibly a push higher, all right, if we're able to see either of that. So currently, we cannot specifically decide right now, okay? But looking at what I'm having on the oscillator, there's every possibility that this thing bounces back up, all right? So for now, I think Australian dollar for me is bullish, all right? It's poising to be bullish. Hold on, please. Let me just document this. All right, so AXY, bullish. All right, up next we'll go to BXY, which is the British Pound Index. All right, so this is the British Pound Index daily time frame. And we can see that currently price has done this kind of move. Let me show you quickly. It reacted from this supply zone after we got the break of structure here. All right, so that was just the retest of the supply zone that gave us the break of structure. Okay, and currently I cannot say that price has exhausted that move just yet. All right, because what we just had on the daily time frame was that price broke below this moving averages. The moving averages have crossed over and then they acted as a resistance. Okay, so for me, I think this would be the major area to watch. All right, and I want to naturally see price break below the zone. All right, possibly towards this other block. All right, so that is for the Great British Pound, the GBP. All right, so this is the index called BXY. Up next, we'll look at the CAD index, all right, the Canadian dollar index. Remember, we are on the daily time frame, all right? So this movement could take a couple of maybe hours, a couple of days rather, all right, before it actually ends up playing out. But nonetheless, it is something that I am quite certain would play out. All right, so let's try and see. We have a parallel channel right over here. All right, we have a parallel channel over here, and we can see that price has reacted from the base of the channel. All right, for me, I think what I'm seeing here is that price seems to be interested in going lower. All right. I went to the 4 hours time frame to confirm this breakout. All right, and we can see that it was actually a breakout. Okay, and then after that breakout, price has done a liquidity grab, tested into this void, all right, and reacted with this big candle. So naturally, I think for me, CXY is going to be bearish. All right, but we're still going to confirm all of this from the charts, all right, and just see how all of this play out in the next week, all right, or this week rather. Then up next, the dollar index, which is the DXY. All right, let's go to the daily time frame and start from there. From the daily time frame, this is what we have. All right, so this is the daily time frame DXY. We've seen the reaction that's begun from around this zone here. All right, I think it was this other block. Yeah. So we've seen this movement. All right, now what we're trying to figure out is, will price actually break above this channel? All right, in my opinion, that is going to be a very, very tough call. All right, and the reason is we have this huge supply zone hanging right above that area. All right, let me see on the 4 hours time frame. All right, so on the 4 hours time frame, I think that we've gotten this bearish break of structure. All right, and there is this other block right here. All right, even though it seems it has been mitigated, but I think that a retest is only going to be fair. So what does this mean? It means that we might get to see price come lower, all right, at least maybe into this other block area, all right, before we can start considering whether or not we should be expecting a bullish kind of reaction from the markets. All right, that's just my own view. All right, we're still going to confirm this from the charts. All right, we'll go into details when we look at the individual pairs on their own. All right, but I think that the dollar for me is bearish. All right, so if you have any commodity you like us to take a look at, all right, you can just quickly write that down down in the comment section. All right, and we would definitely be getting into it before the end of the market review. So I think the next one is EXY, which is the the Euro index. All right, daily time frame, Euro has performed quite amazingly. All right, this drop was a massive one. All right, but it wasn't unexpected. Currently, we can see that price is approaching this demand zone. All right, which naturally gives the inclination that we probably would be bullish. All right, but from the 4 hours time frame, what you would need to confirm is the impulse that price uses. All right, the impulse of the reaction of price off of this zone. All right, that's one thing that I definitely will be checking out for. All right, because once we get that impulse, then I can be certain that yes, this is what price is hoping to do, all right, or trying to do. So let's see how price reacts to the trend line and the demand zone, and then from there we can make up our mind. We can see this was the break of structure, pretty clear. All right, so for me, I think Euro should be bullish. All right. Okay, so if you have commodities you'd like us to take a look at, just drop it as a comment in the group. All right, gold, okay. All right, please just keep dropping, We'll take a look at all of them. So right now we're going to look at the majors, all right, Euro, USD, GU, and AU. So let's start with AUDUSD on the daily time frame. All right, so this is AUDUSD on the daily time frame. I actually short charged myself. This trade was a 1:13. I had no idea that it could have given me about 1:35. But it happens, all right? So right now we're seeing price as retested, all right? This seems like equal lows liquidity grab, all right? Looks so much like equal lows liquidity grab. Price has retested into this demand of the block, all right, and bounced off of it. So let's go to the 4 hours time frame and see if we're going to be able to get some solid reaction. All right, let's see. So this is the initial order block. It's been retested. All right, I think that leaves us with this. All right, so we could see this has been a liquidity grab, all right, because I'm expecting price to actually come lower than that. All right, so that leaves us with two options. Is either we get the bullish reaction from this block, all right, or we get it from this block. Because for me, I think I am going to be weary of price yielding a solid, or let me say a temporary manipulation somewhere around this zone. Okay, but maybe we should check on the 1 hour and see how that plays out. Okay, yes, this other block has been tested into, so we can refine it this way. All right, so this acts as the liquidity grab. Price taps into this, and then we can expect to see something of this nature play out. All right. Okay, so let's just see how. So this would most likely be a trend line liquidity. Tap into this before we actually then slide lower. All right. Why am I even talking about sliding lower? Somebody might want to ask, but you can see that this was a huge bearish break of structure. It was a bearish break of structure that happened with an inefficiency, all right, or an imbalance, right, created a fair value gap all the way down there. All right, so naturally I expect price to recover some of this territory, all right, come into a supply zone around here, all right, which would give us a perfect QML pattern, all right, and then I hope to see a dive. All right, do you guys get this? Is this clear? All right, so that is for AUDUSD. All right, and this aligns with our bias that AUD is supposed to be bullish. All right, but let's see how the week plays out. Next, we'll look at EURUSD, and then we'll wrap up with GBPUSD, and then we'll take some of the commodities that you guys have mentioned. Oh, okay, I already took an analysis on EURUSD. Sorry, I'm going to have to clear that because I need you guys to be able to follow each step of my analysis without stress. All right, so this is EURUSD. This is the daily time frame. All right, we have this as a key zone. All right, and as you can see, that's a demand zone. All right, it's a demand zone that happened right before price broke above this high. All right, so that tells us that that's quite a strong zone. All right, we've gotten the trend line liquidity grab over here. All right, so let's go to the 4 hours time frame and see how this plays out. All right, so this is the 4 hour time frame. Looking at this on the 4 hours now, this looks so much like the area to focus on, all right, our area of interest. All right, and this is it on based on two different levels of refinement. So what I would be expecting is that based on the fact that we've come below this low already, or we seem to be going below that low already, so we could see this, and then Okay, this could become a liquidity grab, and then okay, yeah, let's work with this. So this is EURUSD for me, all right, which defines the fact that, all right, I want to see price break below this point, all right, come back up for a tap into this supply zone, all right, then drop even lower to pick up a better point of entry for the buy, all right, to pick up a better entry for the buy, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the most logical point or the most logical reaction, all right, based on what the market is showing me right now. Okay, so on the daily time frame, we could get to see something along this line, something like this, all right, a situation where the stochastics are going higher but price is going lower, and then all of a sudden we get to see the spring. So up next, GBPUSD. You guys have not given me so many commodities to work with, so I am just going to work with the few that I can, all right, since the requests are not so many tonight. All right, so GU, remember we said that the dollar, we expect the dollar to get weaker. All right, so based on that premise, we can just naturally expect bullish reactions from these guys. All right, but it's also important to be able to figure out your own kind of entry or your own point of entry, because that gives you an edge. All right, so refining this a bit further, I think this would be it for me. All right, first level of refinement, and then maybe, just maybe, second level of refinement. Okay, and naturally, just like what we saw on AUDUSD, all right, let me just break this down a bit for the sake of those who may not be familiar with the way this works. All right, so we've seen price react from this other block, all right, which means that when price gets back here, that other block is most likely not going to be of any importance. All right, we've also seen this other block here, which has been retested by this week right over here. All right, but nonetheless, I think I can still mark out this temporarily, all right, and expect either that price comes into this and then pushes all the way up, all right, or we get to see price do this dance. All right, so either of these two are going to be my own expectation for GBPUSD. All right, especially considering the fact that currently GBP is not really giving me vibe like it wants to be bullish. All right, and if you even see GU on the 1 hour time frame, you see that, yeah, it looks like we've gotten some really good, really exciting setup over here. All right, this is already looking like a QML kind of. All right, and it can also be an AMD. You can also see this as an AMD. All right, but I'm not going to break that down. All right, so naturally, I want to see price come into this zone and react. All right, or if we don't get the reaction that I expect from that zone, then we can naturally just expect, okay, I think I just saw something. Please hold on. Yes, I think that works. I think that works. So this is the first area that I want to be interested in, all right, and I'm hoping to see reaction there. And then this is the second zone that I would personally be watching out for this week, all right, because if you look at it, this is the 4 hours time frame. We've just gotten this huge trend line, all right, so this could be the trend line retest, and then we get the spring higher that possibly comes to take out liquidity from these two equal highs. All right, from these equal highs, and thus allowing price coming to this other block. All right, so that's GU for me. All right, that's GU for me. All right, so coming to your requests now. All right, this is gold. Okay, so this is gold. Let me run through the setup. All right, this is daily time frame. This is our demand zone. Let's refine that a bit further. All right, so based on refinement, these are my two areas of interest. All right, those are my two areas of interest. And personally, what I want to see is accumulation, then break of structure, then retest, then the movement. All right, so that's personally what I'm watching out for. And if you look here closely, you see that we already got our trend line liquidity, all right, from the breakout of this flag. Okay, so liquidity grab, imbalance, liquidity grab, and that just paints a picture that yes, price should do this. All right, so that's just the vibe that this commodity is giving me right now. Okay, based on break of structure, manipulation to the top side. So price is most likely going to want to come here, all right, before we get the drop. Okay, so the next one is US oil. All right, let's look at that. All right, this is US oil on the daily time frame. Let me clear all of this. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what this guy wants to really do. Okay, because from what I'm saying, all right, from what I'm saying, this looks like a solid area of resistance, all right, like a powerful area of resistance. Okay, so and I don't want to get caught in a crazy trade or in a weird trade, all right, because for me, if I were to, be looking at this, I would most likely say price should break and then retest or something. All right, because this area right here, I think it needs to be visited. All right, but let's see. I might be right, I might be wrong. It's the market, all right, but I think that we should get some bearish reaction from this spot. All right, I believe that there should be some bearish reactions from this point. All right, maybe after then we can now see something along this line that pacifies everybody's concerns. All right, but pending that time, I think I'm very bearish on US oil. All right, so this is my own bias. All right, because looking at it, this was a break of structure. All right, and after this break of structure, we had another one right here. All right, and this break of structure, the other block that gave us the break of structure was here. All right, price reacted to that one. Okay, and then if you look at this, you see that there were also two breaks. All right, structure got broken twice here. All right, and after structure got broken twice, we've not had a real retest of this zone. All right, this supply zone. So I'm naturally expecting price to retest this supply zone so that we can come to the other block that gave us this one, this break of structure. All right, which is most likely going to be somewhere up there. All right, I don't want to give too far away forecast into the future, but let me just have this marked. All right, so yeah, so that would do it for me. All right, so I expect price to come all the way up here, but not without some initial turbulence at first. All right, so that's US oil. All right, up next, we'll take GBPJPY. If you have a commodity you want us to take a look at, do drop it below. All right, the comment section in the group. This was one of the most painful trades for me. All right, one of the most painful trades for me, because where I was waiting for, price did not really get there. All right, this is GJ. I've been waiting for price to come to somewhere around this point, all right, so that I can buy. But let's see, we're going to take a fresh look at all of this, all right, and just see whether or not I am still on the line, all right, on the right path. Okay, so this was a break of structure. All right, break of structure. The other block that gave us this break of structure, as far as I'm concerned, is either here or here. Oh, that reminds me, we didn't check JPY basket. Sorry, let me just take a cursory look at that. I just need to see what's going on JPY basket. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Interesting. So let me just quickly show you what I'm saying. The most recent break of structure is bullish. All right. Bullish. After that bullish break of structure, price came back and retested into this demand zone. Retested this demand zone, which was the point where we got this. All right. And after that, we got this as a break of structure. All right. An internal break of structure nonetheless. All right. So that leaves us with this as our area. All right. So personally, I think that this as the break of, as another break of structure would naturally lead us into having this as an area of liquidity grab. All right. So that price can tap, maybe. But that's just what I'm saying on JPY basket. So let's go to GBPJPY. So for GBP, we're expecting some bearish market reaction. JPY, we saw some possibility of bullish, of a bullish price action. So I think this on the 4 hours time frame. This is what we've seen so far on GJ. All right, price has retested into this other block. All right, so for me, I will just be waiting to see price break this trend line. All right, I want to wait and see how price breaks that trend line. Yes, I think I want to. I really want to. And the reason why is because you can see that on the daily time frame, the last major break of structure was this. All right. And the other block that gave us that break of structure was this. And that other block has already been tested twice. Okay. It was tested twice. It gave us this as a break of structure. All right. And the other block that gave us this most recent break of structure has remained untouched as yet. All right. As of now. Okay. And we still have a breakout with an imbalance. We still have a breakout with an imbalance to actually recover. All right. So there's every reason for price to come all the way back up here. All right. And I really want to play my cards right, because I'm sure that when I do, I get some good market movements. All right. This other block is where the reaction, the bullish reaction started from. All right. So naturally, I want to see price. Oh, let me do that again. So I want to see price. Boom. This other block has already been tested. So boom, 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 and maybe sure. So that's my expectation for GBPJPY. All right. And that's the area that I'll be watching out for the most. All right. Now, for those of you who may not understand what all of this is, all right, it doesn't translate to trading signals for you yet. All right. We currently have a group where some of my team members provide free signals every single day for the rest of the month of February. All right. We currently give free signals every single day for the month of February. So personally, I want to beg you guys, all right, please, 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 for the sake of simplicity, All right. If all of this drawing that I'm drawing is confusing you, all right, just join the free signals group, and I can assure you of at least 3 to 5 signals per day. All right. And we have live market reviews, live sessions twice a week. All right. So twice a week, it's not just signals. All right. You actually get to watch and see the signal play out yourself. All right. So it's a live market situation. You're seeing everything happen live. If they tell you buy and you buy, all right, you get to see what happens next live. All right. So please and please join that signals platform. It is actually very free. All right. I know free cannot be very, but it is actually very free, at least for the rest of the month of February. And personally, I am also going to be putting in efforts to make myself more available for you guys. All right. Starting from next month. All right. But for the rest of this month, I can assure you that you are in very competent hands. My team members are mostly consist of my students and some remarkable traders that I have personally been privileged to meet. All right. So this is my expectation from GBPJPY. All right. So I think as a tribute, we can look at USDJPY, even though nobody has requested that. So let me just do that, and then we finally go to the trade of the week. Oh, wow, that's a sweet one. This is a sweet one. All right, break of structure, trend line was, other block was retested. Break of structure, other block was retested with trend line liquidity. With trend line liquidity, so naturally, let me break it down a bit further. All right, so yes, this is a bearish break of structure. Bearish break of structure. We currently have a supply zone inside this zone. All right, which would be this. So what I want to see is doom. We might get a reaction from here. All right, so let me just mark that out with all right, something like this, and then followed by this. Okay, but if we don't get this, then trust me, USDJPY is gone. Oh yeah, beautiful. So yes. I think I am pretty confident about that. Okay, so I think I'm pretty confident about that. So let's see how this plays out. All right, we have equal eyes liquidity grab over here. All right, so price most likely takes out that, comes into this other block, then drops. So yeah, USD/JPY for me is bearish. All right, so does anybody have a final commodity they would like us to take a look at? I just want to do one more commodity, all right, before we call it a night. Just one last commodity, one last one. Gold, we already looked at gold. We actually already looked at gold, but if you missed it, please and please go back to the recording. All right, the recording is going to be available on YouTube, and you can go through it, and it will naturally just clarify every single thing that you need to understand. So is that going to be all for tonight, or you guys have one more commodity? Just one more. All right, GBPCHF. Thank you. So after this, we'll take a look at the trade of the week, and then we'll call it a night. Okay, GBPCHF, that's a wedge. We seem to have broken out of that wedge and also come for a retest. All right, so we've come for the retest, and naturally, I think this just tells us GBPCHF is gone. All right. This is the kind of situation where someone would say Otilo. All right, but let's see if we can figure out the destination. If truly GBPCHF is gone, let's just try to find out together where GBPCHF could be heading towards. And how glorious God, we praise your name. We lay our crowns. Okay, so I think this would be the first point of call. So I think that GBPCHF would most likely want to do this. All right. Most probably. All right. Why is this? Because we've got a break of structure. Break of structure. All right. And several other blocks yet to be retested. All right. We have this one right over here, all the way at the top. All right. And then I think we have this one here too. So naturally, I just want to see price come for a bullish reaction. All right. But before that bullish reaction can play out, I'm sure that we would get some bearish, some initial bearish movement. All right. Is that clear, Mr. Charles? Did you get that? Beautiful. So let's go to the trade of the week. Now, this is where it gets interesting. All right. I'm just going to run through all of these commodities. All right. I'm just going to run through them. Let me get my guys out. Hold on, no. Don't rush. Now, there's a way I get the trade of the week, all right, and it's usually by looking at commodities that are nearest to major areas of supply or demand, all right. Fabulous. I think I just found it. So for me, AUDCHF looks real promising. Liquidity grab right here. All right, price came into this zone. All right, completed the manipulation. Now we've broken structure. So that leaves us with a few options. All right, where this is the major contender. All right, because that other block gave us this break of structure. All right, and this other block down here give us this break of structure. All right, so let's see the 4 hours time frame. Let's see if things are setting up nicely for us, and I think they are. I really think they are. Based on refinement, this becomes the crucial level. All right, that becomes the crucial level. We get to see equal lows liquidity taken out somewhere around here. All right, here, somewhere around here. All right, and there's also this accumulation going on. So we could get to see price, pam, then, woo, then shoot. All right, so personally, I think that's my trade of the week. Yeah. So there was no real break of structure here. So I think that other block might not work. The one here might not work. All right, so, but let's just see how this plays out. So this is my trade of the week. AUDCHF, we're looking for a buy. All right, is this clear? And don't forget, if you missed any of the setups or any of the analysis, you can always get to recover them from the YouTube channel. All right. And also, for those of you who have a hard time understanding analysis like this, all right, you can always join us in this in the signals group. All right, we're giving away free signals. All right, for the rest of the month of February, and you're guaranteed to make some good money following those signals. All right, so I want to say a big thank you for joining me tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure having you guys. Once again, my name remains Adetola Freeman. See you when next I have a session like this. Have a fantastic trading week and bye-bye.